everybody. Thanks for watching. I'm here to start researching all these topics going on in my head. All these things I've been hearing on the internet. Things I have no idea what the hell they mean. So with my help, and your help, I'll be able to figure stuff out. I'm over here in Ogden, Utah, with a beautiful sight of the mountains. Gives me some time to think and research. So hope you enjoy the video. Click like, subscribe, and comment below, and let me know what topics you'd like to hear about. Okay, everybody. Well, thanks for tuning in to my channel. I am currently in the process of researching everything that I possibly can. There are way too many topics, way too many things being discussed on the internet that I just can't keep up with. There's too many topics, too many things that I've never heard of, and I felt that it was within my own power to give myself the power of knowledge and do the research. And by doing the research, I'll be helping myself keep up with all the discussions that I don't understand. Keep up with all the discussions of things that I've never heard of. So by sharing the information with you, not only will I be helping myself, but maybe I can extend some knowledge to the world, help myself, and help you as well. Today, I wanted to start with unconscious bias, because this is a topic that I have never heard of before, and it's been discussed a lot lately. So let's dive right in here. This is the discovery into the unknown, I put in quotations, because it's a topic that I have absolutely no idea. So that's why I called it the unknown. Having never heard of unconscious bias, I'm forced to acknowledge my lack of knowing anything about the topic and research the term unconscious bias to know all there is to know about this term and the meaning behind it. We're going to start with defining unconscious. As an adjective, means not conscious. Like, for instance, the boy was beaten unconscious. Noun, the part of the mind that is inaccessible to the conscious mind, and that affects behavior and emotions. I would like to argue that just because we think it does not mean we act upon it. Like, we can think about wanting to have sex with every girl that we see, but obviously we don't act upon it. Now, our unconscious mind, yeah, it's uncontrollable, the thoughts that go into our mind. But it is our responsibility as human beings to control those thoughts and emotions, to have self-control and be able to make decisions that are in our best bets. Bias, the second part of the term. As a noun, prejudice in favor of or against one thing, person, or group compared with another, usually in a way considered to be unfair. Verb, cause to feel or show inclination or prejudice for or against someone or something. The research begins. Unconscious bias. Ben Shapiro once said, "What you think about is not the same as what you do or say. We are not mind readers. The term unconscious bias, according to the University of Warwick, says it refers to a bias that we are unaware of or happens outside of our control. It is a bias that happens automatically and is triggered by our brain making quick judgments and assessments of people and situations influenced by our background, cultural, environmental, and personal experiences. And I've cited the source with the link. According to Diversity and Outreach, bias is a prejudice in favor of or against one thing, person, or group compared with another, usually in a way that's considered to be unfair. And unconscious biases are social stereotypes about certain groups of people that individuals form outside their own conscious awareness. And I cited the source, so you can check that out for yourself. And to add, here's a little 1 minute and 31 second clip of Ben Shapiro describing unconscious bias.
Hi Ben. So unconscious bias is a concept well documented in psychological studies, which is basically that people associate negative things with people of color and positive things with whites. So if that is true, given that that is true, how does white privilege not exist?
Okay, so you're asking about unconscious bias. I apologize because it's kind of echoey, but the question was, if there is unconscious bias, just to repeat it so I'm making sure I get it right. If there is unconscious bias, how does white privilege not exist?
The question is, given that there is unconscious bias, how does white privilege not exist?
So number one, so when I speak about white privilege, yes, so when I speak about white privilege, I'm speaking specifically about behavior. Okay, there have been no studies, and really I've looked at these studies, the connection between what they call implicit bias, this is their favorite phrase now, implicit bias, unconscious bias, and biased behavior has yet to be proven at any level that is even remotely necessary to be used in, for example, a courtroom, which is why it's never been used in a courtroom. It is also true that there is no way, there really isn't, there's been no proven way to alleviate what they call unconscious bias.
Okay, so yet again, there was a quick term there that I may have heard it, but I don't understand it. So I quickly Googled the definition of alleviate, and the Google definition is to make suffering, deficiency, or a problem less severe. So I guess what he's saying is there's been no proven way to make the suffering of unconscious bias less severe or to prevent it. So
it is also true that there is no way, there really isn't, there's been no proven way to alleviate what they call unconscious bias, which means that we're ghost hunting. So what I would suggest is that if there is unconscious bias, and I'll acknowledge the possibility or the reality of unconscious bias, if there is, then I need you to I don't care about what's in people's heads so much as what they do. So if you point me to a racist behavior, don't worry, I'll let you respond. If you point me to a racist behavior, I'm happy to stand alongside you and protest it. What I can't do is protest about things in people's head that I don't know about because I'm not a mind reader.